The knock from that morning never turned into rescue. Life did what it does best. It continued. But something in the house had changed. Tunde no longer hid his anger behind apologies. He wore it openly, like a right. First, the suspicion grew. He checked her phone every night, scrolled through her contacts. He asked about numbers she hadn't called in years. Who is this? Why did he like your picture? Why didn't you answer me immediately? The questions weren't questions, they were accusations waiting for confession. The first push happened on a Thursday. Not dramatic, not cinematic, just frustration. She had answered back softly, but it wasn't enough. His hands didn't slap this time. He shoved her. Her back hit the edge of the table. The pain spread slowly. He stared at her like he couldn't believe she made him do it. Stop provoking me, he said. The word sat heavier than the bruise. Mama Sadi had heard the shouting that night. This time, she didn't bring Akara. She brought Mariam's elder brother. He arrived unannounced. The confrontation was awkward. Tunde smiled politely, offered him a seat, spoke respectfully. Mariam stood behind them, quiet. Her brother turned to her and asked one question. Are you safe here? Tunde's eyes shifted slightly. Miriam swallowed. Yes, one word, one lie. Her brother left uneasy. Tunde closed the door slowly. That night was worse. You want to embarrass me, eh? Okay, he asked. The punishment wasn't loud. It was controlled, calculated. Weeks passed. The violence stopped being reactive. It became instructional. If she cooked too slowly, correction. If she spoke too loudly, correction. If she went out without informing him, correction. He never used the word beat. Instead, he said discipline. And Miriam started using it too. Then she missed her period. At first, she said nothing. But when the test turned positive, her hands trembled. Not from fear this time, but from hope. A child? Maybe this would soften him. Maybe fatherhood would do what love could not. When she told him, he stared at her for a long moment. Then he nodded. We will see. Not joy, not anger, just uncertainty. For a few weeks, he was gentler. He even attended one hospital appointment. Miriam began to imagine tiny clothes, tiny shoes, tiny fingers wrapping around hers. She started speaking to her belly in whispers. Maybe you are our miracle, she would say. The night it happened was not different from the others. That's what made it worse. No special trigger, no big fight, just tension building like humidity before rain. He accused her again, this time about the unknown message from weeks ago. She denied it. He didn't believe her. The argument escalated. His voice rose. Her voice cracked. He grabbed her arm too tightly. She tried to pull away. The shove was harder this time. She slipped. Her body hit the floor with a sound. The pain came sharp, then warm, too warm. She looked down. Blood. The hospital lights were too bright. Her mother arrived before anyone called her. Mother's nose. Her brother stood outside the ward, pacing like a caged animal. Doctors spoke in soft professional tones. Blunt trauma, severe stress. We are sorry, the baby didn't survive. When Today arrived at the hospital, he looked shaken, not guilty, just shaken. He cried loudly in the corridor. He told everyone it was an accident. He held Marian's hand and whispered, I didn't mean it. Her mother pulled her aside when Tunde stepped out. You are coming home with us. It wasn't a suggestion. Her brother added quietly, if you go back, next time we may not bury a child. The room went silent. Miriam stared at the hospital ceiling. White, empty, still. She thought about the house. She thought about the quiet mornings. She thought about the moment when he laughed. About how people would talk. About starting all over. About shame. About love, or what she had been calling love. And then she said something that broke her mother's heart. Mama, he needs me. She returned to the house 2 weeks later. The neighbors watched quietly from behind curtains. Mama Sadiat shook her head slowly. Tunde was softer for a while, bringing fruits, cooking occasionally, saying sorry in few ways. But fear had already rooted itself deep, and fear does not leave because flowers are bought. The violence did not disappear, it evolved, less visible, more suffocating, more controlled. Mariam stopped smiling completely. Her body healed, but her spirit did not. And late at night, when the house was silent again, she would place her hand on her flat tummy and whisper apologies to a child who never got to breathe. One evening, months later, Mama Sadiat heard a scream that did not sound like anger. It sounded like something breaking beyond repair. The lights in Miriam's house went off, and this time, no one knocked.